Tayla Clement was taunted and bullied relentlessly because she has a rare neurological disorder that prevented her from actually smiling, something that all of us take for granted. But Tayla took that pain and made it her superpower, and her story is inspiring.
I was born with an extremely rare neurological disorder called Moebius syndrome, which means my eyebrows don't move, my eyes don't track from left to right, and my upper lip doesn't move, which leaves me unable to smile. Because of this syndrome, I was bullied every single day in school. I was told I was ugly, I was told I was worthless, I was told my parents didn't love me, and this left me clinically depressed with anxiety, and I had no self-confidence. Because of the syndrome, I was also born with clubbed feet and turned to swimming at a young age for therapy. For the first time in my life, I felt so good at something. I competed for my country as a Paralympic athlete overseas, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. But it got to a point where the pressure of training day in and day out and competing at my best got too much. It was grueling on my physical and mental health, so I made the decision to leave. It was really important for me to reset my mind and my body. I made a fitness routine that was tailored to me and on my terms, and I fell in love with shot put. And it wasn't because of the medals or the records, it was because I was doing it for me and no one else. I feel it's so important for me to share my personal struggles with mental health so other people feel less alone. When I was younger, I had no one to look up to. So now being that person for my younger self and others brings me so much purpose and fulfillment.
Tayla joins us via Skype from her home in New Zealand. Tayla, thank you so much for joining us. I have to tell you, I don't know which image I love most. The image of you looking at yourself in the mirror, which was so beautiful, or you holding that medal that you won in competition. Both just inspiring to see. How do you explain to people really what you overcame? I know that there were days and nights where you even thought of taking your own life, and here you are.
Yeah. Gosh, it's hard to put it into words because I did go through so much, and it was over a long period of time as well. But I just say to people that, I got bullied relentlessly when I was younger, and it did take a lot to get me out of the mental headspace that I was in. But if I can do it, then anyone can, and that's really the message that I push.
But you say, if you can do it, anyone can. It's hard for most people to imagine what you've experienced. As I said, smiling we take for granted. Everyone is in front of a camera at some point in time where someone says smile, but yet you can't. That's something that's hard for us to understand, but you found a way to move forward. Were you just born resilient? Did you learn resilience? I know sports helped you in a big way.
Well, I think everyone is born with resilience. I think over time it gets taken away from us depending on what we go through and the things that we're exposed to, like I was. But I think it kind of came to a point where I had to make a choice for myself. I was either going to continue going down one road that was hard and depressing and filled with anxiety, or I could choose a different path and use my story to inspire people. And I'm really grateful that I found that strength to take the latter path and really just show people that if I can find the strength within myself to get through what I've gone through, then so can they.
Well, listen, I find you to be so inspiring. I think that we can all learn from that. Now, we may not all be medal-winning shot put winners or swimmers as you, but to your point, that desire to believe in oneself and learn to love oneself is within us. And I appreciate you joining us and sharing your story. And congratulations on all the success. It's been phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.